So yeah, what's happening? I just thought we'd go over my initial impressions of Xdefiant, as I've been actually able to play a few hours since the servers are back online. So yeah, off the bat it feels good, if not a little bit imbalanced. It has the tight gunplay and the close quarters combat you'd come to expect from, say, a Call of Duty, but it also offers different game modes from, say, hero shooters like Escort, which probably doesn't work as well with such low health. You probably need a few more like tanky characters to actually push the payload. But yeah, overall it just feels like a modern interpretation of Infinity Ward's original 2011 Modern Warfare 3 in both visual and game design, as I'll go over a bit further into the video. The game doesn't feature much class customization other than the weaponry. The skills and abilities are tied to one of the game's 4 or 5 factions, but by far the biggest oversight is the Echelon class as a UAV, which you can use every 30 seconds, which basically pulses a radar and it highlights anyone in your immediate area, making it by far the most overpowered faction. Just to put the icing on the cake as well, the Echelon, I think that's how you say it, the faction's special ability is also night vision goggles, very Modern Warfare original styled. But when you throw them on, basically everybody on the whole map's location opens up to you, and you're given a pistol that can pretty much two-shot most people. I think maybe 3 if you shot them in the leg, but yeah, it just seems by far so overpowered as you see in this gameplay. I end up getting 2 people shooting at me with assault rifles, and I take both of them out with collaterals. Just insane powered. But yeah, I can just see how this class is basically just going to be used like a crutch perk in much the same way the radar was on MW3, if you remember that, not the new one, the good old MW3. So there was a piece of radar that unlocked quite late, which you could throw on the ground and it'd show just your immediate location, just show anyone who's there, and it works in much the exact same way that this ability that I've just used now does. So yeah, I can just see this becoming like the only class that people used as I've been playing these couple of games. I went into a few, like 5 of me 6 was this Echelon's character, which is just a bit ridiculous. The guns themselves have attachments that unlock at every level going up to level 50, and then after that you're just going to be unlocking camos. Further, they also let you have 5 attachments like the barrel, the stock, etc. Just like Battlefield, which gives you obviously plenty of room to optimise the best class setup. But I've got to say, as someone who loves, say, like Quake, Counter-Strike, Halo, I'm not the biggest fan of this, because I think the whole gun categories can end up feeling homogenised, or even worse, everyone finds out the best setup and sticks with it, resulting in everyone just grinding just so they can get their stuff up to snuff with everyone else, and then everyone's running the same 5 attachments, and like no gun in the game's really going to give you that Argon CS feel or the pistol from Halo. All the guns on this game are pretty similar to the ones in their classes. My main criticism with this sort of game design is it really affects the pick up and play factor, especially when this is supposed to be a casual game. The more barriers and conditions you set up for unlocking things limits the competitive factor a lot for me. I know, and probably a lot of other people. Losing to someone who's just poured more money in the game's always going to feel bad whichever way you cut it. Therefore I can't recommend this over more consumer friendly titles like Counter-Strike 2 or say the Finals, but even Fortnite. If the game doesn't realise this soon, I think it could eventually really start affecting the health of the game in the long term. Speaking to the pick up and play factor, one thing that has really been ticking me off about these modern shooters is the lack of party modes. Who remembers Infection on Halo or One in the Chamber on COD, Mike Myers? There's so many more that I could mention for a lot of like people who aren't competitive gamers like myself, and I'm assuming the majority of the people who are going to be playing this. Let's face it, we much value these like more funner, different game modes because they offer you much different ways to play the game. Where you Infected, for example, where you're all cramped up in a room holding off the door as more and more enemies come at you. It's just the sort of experience you're not going to get in your standard like domination mode. I know back when I was really bad at games and I was playing Call of Duty and Halo, I spent most of my time on these party modes, and it gives you the chance to get some easy kills, have some fun. You can just jump in with your mates, you don't have to unlock anything, everything's just given to you. is that not what games are for, especially when this game is literally being marketed as the casual shooter? It seems insane to me that these casual friendly modes weren't at least a private server option. So yeah, as you see here, this is the Echelon's special ability. It's pretty overpowered, like you can literally see right across the map at everyone. The gunplay itself does feel solid, especially snipers felt good and well balanced. If I had to pick something, maybe the MP7 feels particularly powerful due to its mobility and stuff. The maps are great too. There's a lot of like visual eye candy, and one map had me spawn at a pirate ship and then fight me way through an amusement park. One was on a western film set and another was in an aquarium. While not wholly original, they all stand out but have like very different colour palettes and distinct landmarks and callouts. Honestly, my main grievance with the game's gotta be with the Dead Sect faction. It's locked behind a paywall or an optional 700,000 XP challenge. This itself is like hard to tolerate, but if the past's anything to go off, I can only imagine that they're gonna move this pay convenience and slowly trickle to the point where it's just gonna get more and more annoying with each update until you give in and pay them. So that doesn't leave me too optimistic for the future, but I can only hope with a bit of backlash and what have you, the developers try and turn this round and try and focus more on cosmetics. I don't understand why there wasn't just more skins offered or something like that. The 700,000 XP in itself isn't impossible to reach, but it just sets a bad precedent for the game's future if that's what they're doing at the launch. I can only imagine what's going to be happening in 9-10 months, a year's time. So yeah, overall I'm pretty positive towards the actual gameplay. Just maybe the business practices. It's Ubisoft. What do we expect at this point? This is the people who bring you Assassin's Creed and Far Cry fucking every year. So yeah, pretty good game. Ubisoft owns it. A bit of bad, you know what I mean. So take your pick. Have a go at it if you want. I'd honestly probably recommend the finals, but the gunplay does feel a little bit nicer here. So yeah, probably give it about a 7 or something, do you know what I mean? Yeah, throw up another few videos later. I'll probably put up a class breakdown, what I think to be like the best, say, submachine gun and assault rifle, so stick around if you're interested in any of that sort. So yeah, that'll be it. So in a bit, the boys.
I recline way back in both stacks with relations. To read my conversations about the devils we be lacing in the revolution. Be enormous how I'm trooping. My mind has been in battle since birth. That's why I'm puffing L's and juicing. Like a man in arms regrouping. Planning my attack on the sounds of water twins be looping. With inspiration for my soldiers at night.